Hi, everybody. Hi, Happy New Year and welcome. Welcome. I am so excited to see so many people here, and I know that there are people watching virtually as well. So hello and welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Buffalo. We are really blessed to be here together today. I'm Shaun Doyle, and my worship associate and great teammate today is Fran Manley. We're so happy to be here to help you bid farewell to the old and release it. We acknowledge that the land upon which we meet rests on the traditional territory of the Haudenosaunee people, the original nations of this land, who continue to call for justice and self-determination. One correction I have to the order of service is January's Share the Plate is for the Clean Air Coalition. More about the work that they do later in the service. And this is really exciting. Coming up on January 21st is another fantastic casual concert series, Sound Healing with Megan Marcus. Megan Marcus is a Reiki master and sound healer that will guide you through a journey of self-love and inner healing with her Reiki-infused sacred instruments. These include an ocean drum, a crystal triangle, and crystal sound bowls. I'm gonna be here. Please take a moment to greet your neighbor and wish them a very happy new year. Greet your neighbor. Hi, Fran. This is a live mic, isn't it?
It is. It's a little louder than it needs to be, but...
Oh, Fran.
And your voice is... both can.
My litmus test is Ken. Can Ken hear me? Am I going slow? Am I doing... I think he might... Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Let us call ourselves to be fully present in this time, in this place, with these words of Sarah Eileen Lawal. Out of the flames of fear, we rise with courage of our deepest convictions to stand for justice, inclusion, and peace. Out of the flames of scrutiny, we rise to proclaim our faith with hope to heal a fractured and hurting world. Out of the flames of doubt, we rise to embrace the mystery, wonder, and awe of all there is and all there is yet to be. Out of the flames of hate, we rise with the force of love, love that celebrates our shared humanity. Out of the flames, we rise. Come, let us worship. And I invite you now to rise in body or spirit and join in our words for lighting our chalice. We gather in loving community, inspiring one another to transform ourselves to create a more just and compassionate world. And please remain standing now as we sing hymn number 1028 in your teal hymnal.
Hi. This is the story for all ages, and if kids, you're gonna know this, and I'm so excited. If you wanna come up here, please do. I have a story to tell. If not, that's fine. My best friend Alicia manages Talking Leaves books, and I said, I need a story about letting go for children. And she's like, really? I said, I said, yeah, you know, the new year, letting go. And so I did buy a book that I will be happy to send you Alicia's way, and she can recommend it to you. But I thought of a different story that kids might know. I know my kids know it word for word. And it's not just for children. You know who else latched onto this particular story were drag queens. I would say back in 2017, when this movie came out, there wasn't a drag queen on the planet that didn't have this as their big number. So I'm going to tell you this story. I know we've been focusing on fire, but now kids and adults, we're going to focus on snow and cold. The snow glows white on the mountain tonight, not a footprint to be seen. A kingdom of isolation, and it looks like I'm the queen. The wind is howling like this swirling storm inside. Couldn't keep it in. Heaven knows I've tried. Don't let them in. Don't let them see. Be the good girl and boy you always have to be. Conceal. Don't feel. Don't let them know. Well, now they know. Let it go. Let it go. Can't hold it back anymore. Let it go. Let it go. Turn away and slam the door. I don't care what they're going to say. Let the storm rage on. The cold never bothered me anyway. It's funny how some distance makes everything seem small. And the fears that once controlled me can't get to me at all. Oh. It's time to see what I can do, to test the limits and break through. No right, no wrong, no rules for me. I'm free. Let it go. Let it go. I am one with the wind and sky. Let it go. Let it go. You'll never see me cry. Here I stand, and here I'll stay. Let the storm rage on. My power flurries through the air into the ground. My soul is spiraling in frozen fractals all around. And one thought crystallizes like an icy blast. I'm never going back. The past is in the past. It's so hard for me not to sing right now. Let it go, let it go. When I'll rise like the break of dawn. Let it go, let it go. That perfect girl and boy is gone. Here I stand in the light of day. Let the storm rage on. And if you know this last line, feel free to join with me. The cold never bothered me anyway. Oh, I had to sing a little bit at the end. Thank you.
Every week, we take a good portion of our Sunday morning offering and give it away to a social justice cause outside our church walls. This month, we're supporting the good work of the Clean Air Coalition. The Clean Air Coalition builds power by developing grassroots leaders who organize their communities to run and win environmental justice and public health campaigns in Western New York. And if you would like to know more about the Clean Air Coalition, look in your UUCB newsletter that just came out by email yesterday, and it's got a little bit more, much more detail about the work that the Clean Air Coalition does. To support our Share the Plate ministry, you can drop a check or cash in the offering plate. You can use PayPal by going to our website. You can send a check to the church through mail, or you can arrange a regular automatic deposit with your bank. We make it as easy as we can. If yours is a gift to our Share the Plate ministry, please write Share on the memo line or check Pledge on the PayPal screen. Either way, please write UUCB on the important line. Thank you for transforming your generosity into real community change. We have a couple of changes in our order of service from what is printed this morning, and this is the first one. This is not the reading that is listed in your order of service. This is a different reading. Our reading is Our Sacred Fire by Elizabeth Harding. People have always known that fire was special. Long, long ago, before people knew that before people made matches or candles or even made houses, people knew that fire was special. There was the great fire in the sky, the sun, which made the earth warm and made night into day. And there were the smaller fires that people made, fires that cooked their food and kept them warm and brought them light. People honored the fires because fire was special. Fire was more than human. Fire has power. It can create and it can destroy. It can bring light and it can burn. It can create and it can destroy. Fire can be wonderful and fire can be terrible. We have to be careful with fire. And so people thought that fire was something sacred and holy. Some people even worshiped fire and said that fire was a deity, a goddess, or a god. Other people said the fire wasn't actually the deity, but just meant that the deity was there. No matter what they believed, people all over the world gave fire a special place in their religions. They had fires in their homes, of course, to cook and keep warm, and they also had sacred fires in their temples. They set sacred lamps on their altars. They lit sacred bonfires outside on the hilltops and in the groves. They placed sacred torches near the graves of those who had died. We still do this today. In Washington, D.C., near the tomb of the unknown soldier, burns an eternal flame that never goes out. In churches at Christmas time, many Christians light 4 Advent candles on the Advent wreath. During the 8 days of Hanukkah, Jews light 8 candles of the menorah. At Diwali, Hindus set small lamps all around their house. And when Unitarian Universalists gather, we light a chalice. This is our sacred fire.
Let us join our hearts and minds in a quiet moment of prayer, reflection, and meditation with the words of Dana Gioia. Let other mornings honor the miraculous. Eternity has festivals enough. This is the feast of our mortality, the most mundane and human holiday. The new year always brings us what we want, simply by bringing us along to see a calendar with every day uncrossed, a field of snow without a single footprint. Today we hold in our hearts the victims and families affected by the recent blizzard whose vestiges still remain outside our church doors. And now let us open our sanctuary of memory, caring, accountability, and hope to the names of all of our loved ones, suffering in sorrow and celebrating in joy. Each name a breath, each breath a prayer. The breath of nature is upon us, the spirit of life is within us, and the community of love is among us. So be it, blessed be, and let the church say, Amen. I Shall Be Released is a song written by Bob Dylan in 1967, and it combines images of religious redemption with implied literal release from prison. This, of course, can be looked at metaphorically too. The prison of one's own mind, for instance. Trust me, if you're looking for someone who can create a mental prison, look no further than yours truly here. Long ago, when I was a new member of this church, I was dating someone I had met through the Buffalo Gay Men's Chorus, where we both performed. It was a whirlwind romance, and it was also short-lived. One day, as I took a summer nap, my boyfriend drove to my house and slid a card under my door. When I woke up, I saw the card and opened it. It said, "Being with you is an adventure," and had a little cartoon mouse flying on a plane on the front. On the inside was a "I'm just not that into you" breakup letter. He snuck to my house and slid this under my door as I was blissfully unaware that I was going to wake up single. I thought, this must be a mistake. He loves me. We are so good together. Such chemistry. When my best friend and roommate Alicia returned home, I showed her the letter. "That bastard," she yelled out, and held me while I cried on her shoulder. She said, "Honey, tonight we burn this letter." And we did. We took a metal garbage can and set it up in our yard. We started a fire, and not only did we burn the letter, anything else, any other little note or little keepsake he gave me burned that night. And we cackled as we watched his card and letter burn quickly. Our neighbor next door came home during this and was like, "Are you guys okay?" Imagine us just cackling in front of a fire. Oh, we're good, we're good. This should have been it, but it wasn't. I held on to bad feelings for him well into the fall and winter. He and I were still singing in the chorus together. People would ask how he was, and I would start to cry. "Dead to me," I would say. I sat across from him for almost 6 months, and I never looked up, right here in this parish hall. I didn't dare. I thought my hate would burn a hole through him. I shared my story about the breakup with Ann Full in a small covenant group. Ann was the alto section leader at the time. She said, "Oh my, you've got to let this go, darling." She told me that I was only hurting myself and that he probably isn't even thinking of it anymore, which I couldn't believe. I thought he'd be thinking about it every minute. I was trying to hurt him from afar, but I was really only hurting myself. Anne may have been onto something. The whole concept of letting go was new to me. I'm half Sicilian. We love to hang on to a grudge. Doubtful but hopeful, I went to see Reverend Joel Miller, who was the minister here at the time. I sought counsel from him on a few things in my short time at that point as a UU, but this was really becoming an obsession. Joel was kind and gentle and said these words to me: "Let go or be dragged." "What?" I said. It's a Zen proverb, one that I had never heard before, and I considered myself very Zen. I wanted to know more. Author Deb Schofield says, "When you love and care about someone, letting go is never easy. But this isn't about easy. It's about healing and rest and being settled as best you can with the decision that was made, because it was the right thing to do for you. Once you accept the idea of letting go, make sure you let go with love." Again, what? I'm gonna let go with love? In simple terms, if you cannot learn to let go, then each time you become overly attached to an idea, an expectation, or a situation, you are at risk of being dragged into the victim mentality. I actually imagine being dragged into hell. But as Marianne Williamson said, hell has many mansions. Of course, Joel and Ann were right. I didn't want to be dragged anymore. I had a life to lead. So I was brave. I called up my ex-boyfriend and asked that we meet at the town restaurant. I do some of my best work at that front two-top that faces Allen at the town. I've made up, broken up, declared my love at that table for over 30 years now. And so I did with him. I forgave him. Sure, I had burned his letter and it felt great, but this was even better. I'd let it go. I was not going to be dragged. It took about 9 months from the burning of the letter to our meetup at the town, but I did it. I let go. It was the start of something big for me, and something I do to this day. Letting go of people, ideas, expectations, and situations that ultimately keep me from living my best life. As we put a bow on the year behind us, we must prepare to build the life we want in 2023. We need to know what to leave behind. Ask for what you need. Raise your standards for yourself. Watch out for those who offer bare minimums in exchange for access to you. Guard your heart. What will you release yourself from in this coming year? Prepare yourselves.
I'm not going to set them on fire.
No.
Scroll, it wasn't supposed to.
I got it.
Good. It was working fine for me before. But. The fire communion. We haven't done a fire communion here before, I don't think, but this may be the start of a tradition if you like it. Are you hearing me all right? No. Some yes and some no, I think.
It's lit.
It doesn't show much, but that's how it is. Right, somebody who knows how to work, can we lower this a little bit? Oh, that would work, yeah. Thank you, Jesse. That's not my normal technology. There we go. The fire communion separates the end of the year from the beginning, helping us to put into perspective the joys and sorrows, the changes and transitions, the ups and downs of the year. As we continue to seek out stories of hope in our world in the new year, there are also some things we would very much like to put behind us from the old year. Now, in a couple of minutes, the ushers, and the ushers don't know this yet, but I'm telling them now, if the ushers who took up the offering would be willing to do another little task, they are going to pass out to you little pieces of tissue paper. We've got baskets, and you can start that any time, ushers. Little scraps of paper on which to inscribe things. Their baskets are up here on the front pew. Yes, thanks, Shaun. The ushers will pass out these scraps of paper to inscribe those things from which you would seek to unburden yourself this year. In a little while, we'll come to the burning bowl and consign them to the purifying flames. The new year calls us forward, filled with mystery, as we turn toward the new year. We take a final glimpse of the past year and reckon with all that it held for us.
We invite you to take a piece of the paper and reflect on the year behind you. Consider what you might leave behind today, burning it brightly so that it changes form and disappears. What parts of our lives, what things, ideas, people, ways of living have become obstacles to our becoming the people we want to be and the people we need to be? What's holding you back? What is getting in the way of you living as fully as you'd like to? What might you burn away? What will you relinquish? As the baskets come through, if you're willing, go ahead and write down one word or a thought on the paper. No one will see it except for you, the flame, and the universe. I'm just going to add one thing, Fran. I got a little meme about letting go. It's like Facebook hears you say the words letting go, and then you get all this, stuff. But here are some examples of things that you could write. Letting go of people-pleasing, toxic relationships, limiting beliefs, self-doubt, soul-destroying job, the opinions of others, or the fear of failure.
Good. Okay. Okay, here's the second change in the order of service. Instead of doing the fire communion now, we're going to do it at the end of the service when we will all process to the garden entrance so that we can do the actual fire communion outside, because we would prefer not to set off the smoke alarm and have the service end by the fire trucks showing up outside. We're not sure how much smoke will be released by the paper. But once we get out there, and you will have some time during Terran's solo and the postlude to think about what you want to write. So if you look at the paper and your mind immediately goes blank, you have time to sit and relax and just kind of think about it until something comes up. And you may need to share pens and pencils because we didn't have enough to go around. So we hope if you've got one and you're done with it, you could share it. And we hope if you have one of ours that perhaps you would return it at the end of the service when we put the baskets back up here. Now, once we get outside, you'll be able to hold your piece of paper with a pair of tongs so you don't get it anywhere near your finger. We've got 2 tongs here. Set it alight over our flame and drop it in the bowl. If you're more comfortable, you can get Shaun or me to hold the tongs for you, and you don't even have to get that close.
If the past year held joy and growth for you, may that sweetness continue to bless you. If the past year held pain and bitterness, may you be relieved of those burdens and renewed for the journey ahead. Let us look to the new with hope, with curiosity about its many unknowns, and with faith in our strength to navigate it with grace.
I invite you to join me now in the words for extinguishing the chalice. You may stand if you'd like to, if you don't have to. Let us say the words together. As we extinguish the flame of this chalice, may we carry its light with us into the world in the power of peace, faith, justice, and love. May what you are releasing here be forever gone from your spirit and cease to trouble you. May you be relieved and renewed, ever mindful that love is always more powerful than fear, and that compassion is the key to freedom from resentment. And remember, you are blessed. Remember, you are a blessing. And above all else, remember, you are not alone. You are never alone. So be it. Blessed be, and let the church say, Amen.
Coats with you. Put your coats on if you like. Shaun and I will lead the procession out. There's not room for everybody to stand on the little patio, so you might want to, if you want to stand outside as you wait your turn, that's fine. Can you hear me without the mic? Yes. Mic back on, please. There we go. If you want to stand outside, that's fine. If you want to just stand inside the door and watch, and then come out as it's getting to be your turn, that's also fine. We'll see what works. I've got the stool.